market is there. Cocaine is America's cup of coffee.
Órale que no. Simón.
Oye, check it out. I'm making so much feria right now. It's making Miklo's gambling book look like bubblegum change.
We don't start wars to become dope pushers. You even addicted some of our own soldados to coca. We're supposed to protect our people, not destroy them. Look at his arms. He loves that shit more than he loves us. He'll destroy La Onda.
Yeah, enough words. We've come all this way. You want to go back to bumming cigarettes and say, Oye, you want to shine shoes?
Desde La Onda don't shine shoes.
That's right, but that's what's going to happen if we don't make our move now, we say. I want to own the whole fucking store. Now, are you with me?
I say, Chale, you're not the leader here. I say Onda's not with you. You do what you have to do without us.
Well. Isn't Mr. Bullshit and Dr. I'm full of shit?
In what way are we full of shit? Which one of us has the PhD?
So how was your first weekend with the boys?
It was great. We did 14 hours. You sign our sheets, maybe give us a few more just for kicks, round it up to 50.
Don't you sass me. What, do you think I'm a pushover? You know what I used to eat for breakfast? Cocaine. You know what I used to eat for lunch? Cocaine.
What'd you have for dinner? Was it cocaine?
I will sign your sheets, but you need to know I am not here to service your hours. I'm here to service these young boys. Do you think I give a shit if you guys go to prison, huh? I've been to prison. Oh, I have. I've been to prison. Prison of drugs, alcohol, sick thoughts. I used to have sick thoughts. So don't you come in here preaching to me about hours when you're standing over there and you're standing over there and I don't know which way is up.
Come back. We can come back.
What's good, YouTube? It's Coffee. Back at it, man. And cocaine for breakfast. It was America's cup of coffee and all that. And indeed, it seems that was definitely a fact and not just a plot in a movie and some funny jokes. This was real deal. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and jump in the comments and all that. I always want to hear from the people over here on J Coffee Talk. And we like to talk about addiction and all different kinds of topics. As even what we see going on right now with this horrible epidemic of, drugs, addiction, killing people like no other era in American history. I mean, or the history of the world. It's insane. Quite scary, alarming, disturbing, and doesn't really seem like there's any end to it. I hope I'm wrong, but real talk, it's just terrifying. But what I'm getting at is, just like many other elements of history, drugs have always been interwoven in the fabric of American life and other countries as well. Drugs have been marketed and just been around forever, and they create jobs. They're a part of the economy. There's so much to it. It's really quite perplexing when you think about it. But what we're talking about here is this legendary model, Beverly Johnson, now in her 70s. Didn't know she hails from the greatest city in America, Buffalo, New York. And she made history by being the first black model to grace the cover of Vogue. It was game changing. She did the damn thing, and she's still doing her thing as she has this show going on now, just talking about her career and how she changed the game and what it's like being a trailblazer in the modeling world. But drugs, specifically cocaine, being a meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and many more. That ish was funny as hell in role models. You know what I used to have for breakfast? Cocaine. For lunch, cocaine, But it was America's cup of coffee, and you see it was marketed heavily in it. The modeling world was a big part of it. You see she's talking about that when she was in the game, breaking through, being extra skinny was a big part of modeling. And I think it still is in like the whole supermodel world when it comes to the catwalk and, these high fashion and all that is, that regular folks can't afford for ish. Even to this day, I believe those kinds of models are still extremely skinny, bone skinny, where in this current day, larger women, thicker women, more what average people look like is looked at by the masses as attractive in a way like it wasn't before. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of regular folk always found women with some meat on their bones is attractive, but I'm just saying we see that more in pop culture and through commercialism currently than we ever did, you know. But it's like in the supermodel world, they're still extra skinny. But she just talked about how back in the day, listen to this, we were led to believe that cocaine was not addictive. We didn't know cocaine was addictive. Everyone used drugs back in the day, but that particular drug for models was used because we did not eat. I remember eating 2 eggs and a bowl of brown rice a week. I would be shaking in a cab and would have to pull over because I would have to get a bag of M&Ms. Her blood sugar was so low, you know, just 2 eggs, a bowl of brown rice a week. That was it. The rest of it was cocaine and the random M&Ms to keep her from passing out because her blood sugar was too low. That's crazy, you know, and you heard her. They were led to believe cocaine wasn't addictive, you know. Think about it, man. It's interesting the way you follow the money and you follow just different things the way it went. Cocaine, you know, getting into this country and other places, but I'm saying it was put out there as this glamorous drug that only the rich could really afford, which it was pricey and I believe still is, you know. But it's just crazy that in the modeling world, you know, people are like, hey, you do this, it will suppress your appetite. You won't even feel the need to eat, you know. You just get a random candy bar and you'll be okay. And, you know, she talks about how they were, models were like applauded for coming in and being so skinny. She said, I would just stop and get the shakes. We did not eat. And every time you came to work, they would say, yes, to the bone, girl. Yes, like congratulating you. Nobody really told you the truth. And, you know, she said she didn't really get the picture as so often people who are addicted. Sometimes it's denial, but sometimes people really don't know how flucked up and unhealthy they're looking, you know, where the rest of the world, everyone sees it and they don't. And she said that her mom one day when she was taking a bath was like, yo, come here, and had a 3-way mirror and just gave her the whole panoramic view of how she was so skinny. It was like sickening and dangerous. But then she would go to work in the modeling world and they would applaud her. You know, it's pretty nuts, man. But she's been sober for over 50 years now. And again, she's promoting this show. I think it's pretty interesting. Comment anyone if you've ever been to any of these shows. Like Tyson has one. If you're a fan of pro wrestling, Mick Foley, a.k.a. Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, he has one. You know, where it's like a one-man show and they're just on stage and they tell their life story and throw in some witty jokes and punchlines and stuff like that to keep the people entertained. I heard the Tyson one is really something else. The Mankind one, Mick Foley as well, but seems like that's what she's doing. I don't know, but the way I'm hearing this show that she's talking about be described, what's it called? In the performance, she discusses modeling and acting career, her family, lovers, and growing up in Buffalo, New York, as well as paying homage to the legendary women that came before and after her. And she has a book called The Face That Changed It All. It's her memoirs, and this show that she's on the road doing right now. But yeah, I just saw that and I was like, man, I gotta share this with y'all. You know, we've heard jokes like that before. What I have for breakfast? A cigarette. Cocaine. Hell, currently as I'm talking to y'all right now, I had a Red Bull for breakfast and I'm starving. I gotta go get these pancakes for the wife and myself, but I'm feeling a bit shaky. Can you imagine that? Weekly, 1 meal, 2 eggs, some protein, brown rice, some carbs and starches, and that's it. D-rugs all week long. That's terrible, you know what I mean? But again, she was coming up in the modeling world. That drug broke into the modeling world. And, you know, the models were just like, man, we can just keep losing weight. We won't get hungry. It really was America's cup of coffee. Like you guys heard about there in, what was that? Blood In, Blood Out. That played a really interesting part in the storyline, in the plot. When you guys remember later on when D Ruggs took things over, you heard the dude talking about he loves that ish more than us. You know, the one guy was mainlining that ish and, you know, running around all geeked up and tweaked up all day and didn't care about anything. Everything was going out the window. And then the other guy was just talking about the money. Look at the money we can make on this. And in the one, OG Alaunda was telling him, nah, man, you know, you're addicting some of our own people, you know, and we saw that in the real world and still do to this day, where a lot of individuals, you know, grew up through very tough circumstances, maybe drug addicted parents, you know, needed to them, and really seems, and I really understand how that could be a reality with not a lot of opportunity and going to school and waiting all them years to get a degree or hope something goes through. Like currently, at that current point in time, individuals like, yo, I'll go slang this ish. I mean, people around the way is going to be getting HIGH anyways. I might as well get this bag and save up and invest in something else, start a business or something. You know, like what other opportunity is really going on at this current moment in time? A lot of individuals thought like that. You know, some people hustled, leveled up, and got into, you know, invested and tried to parlay it into something else. Some individuals just were on the block forever. But the point is that just D Ruggs always been a part of capitalism and history in this country. Then, now, and forever will be. As we point out nowadays, it's scarier than ever. It's deadly as fuck right now. And hopefully at some point, you know, something can be done about that. But I'm not very optimistic about it. But back to what I was saying about In Blood Out, you guys recall later on, the one was a lawyer. I forget the one guy in the law library. Dude realized that he was the plug, the mysterious plug that no one knew who he was, with that chi get the yayo, because he used the same line about it being America's cup of coffee. But I don't know, that's about all I got on this one. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you ever been down and out like that so bad, you know, where you were just rotting away because of your addiction. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We like to talk about addiction, about life, about sports, about current events, about movies, about everything. We talk it all on this channel. And as always, if you're living like that, or you know someone who is currently, you know, all de-rugged out, now is the time to get clean, or try to reach out to someone and help them. Or if it's you yourself, reach out for help, because again, it's extra dangerous these days. It's all toxic poison out there that's gonna kill you. It's not like back in the day where people could experiment or be addicted for many years and, you know, at some point get clean. No, nowadays you're dropping DEAD, and more often than not, it's sooner than later. But also let me know what you guys, if you guys know about this model, if you knew of her career, if you were around back then. I didn't know she was from Buffalo. Shout out Buffalo. Go Bills. We're going to get the Super Bowl ring. Football fans, we've been having a lot of NFL content over here as well, so sub up for that. And just let me know your thoughts across the board on this topic. As always, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. Again, subscribe, hit like. Catch you on the next one. And I'm gone.